And we're live.
Thank you, Nathan. Welcome to the Cadenhead's Authentic Collection August 2025 online tasting. My name's Andrew Wallace, working the sales and marketing team for J&A Mitchell. I want you to introduce yourselves.
My name's Angel. I work in the Cadenhead shop in Campbelltown.
And my name's Lorna, and I also work in the Cadenhead shop in Campbelltown.
Yep, and warehouse tasting extraordinaires, both of them as well. Obviously we've got an online tasting for you here today. We've got these 8 different whiskies in front of us. You've got full bottles. But basically, was it the July 25th? We started selling the tasting packs to the Cadenheads Club. And it went for £50 you got all samples of each of the different whiskies, 2 centilitre sample of each of the different whiskies for £50 if you're a Cadenheads Club member. And normally what we would do is we would sell any other packs on the cadenhead.shop website, but unfortunately, the Cadenheads Club snapped up everything that was available initially on the sort of early bird special. So I think some went into the shops, the Cadenhead shops, but they're all reserved anyway. So that's just a plug. If anyone wants to be able to get first dibs or first notice about the Cadenhead's tasting packs, join the club. You'll get access to the the newsletters, the emails, and have first access to any tasting packs and new releases that come out as well. Okay, so while we're doing the tasting, please feel free to comment in, send us some comments on Facebook and on YouTube. Please tell us where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Already see that there's a comment from Boston, Massachusetts. I'd love to hear where everyone else is from. And then also as well, if you've got any feedback, if you want to tell us what you think about the drams, or if you've got any questions for the team, let us know. But apart from that, I'm going to hand over to Lorna, and she's going to introduce the first whiskey.
So this evening, we're going to start off our lovely lineup with a beautiful single grain. This one is a 34-year-old from the Girvan distillery. So a nice lowland distillery for you, and it is 49% ABV. Retailing at £110 for a 70 cl. This one is a really nice starter to our tasting. Single grains, they're especially if a really good age. It's a really nice start to the lineup, and sometimes a grain is really understated, and a lot of people avoid grains, and I've got a soft spot for a grain. I really have. I really like a good grain. And this one is fully matured in bourbon. It's a bourbon hogshead for the full 34 years. So we'll have a wee try at this one. Oh, that's gorgeous. Nose. Absolutely gorgeous. So on this one, kind of brandy snaps, coconut.
Got a little honey and stuff like that.
It's really nice and creamy.
Creamy, yeah, really creamy.
Beautiful sort of milk chocolate creaminess to it as well.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, like £110 for a 34-year-old whiskey, whether it's a grain or a single malt, I feel is an absolute steal, to be honest.
Exactly. I mean, it's, people, obviously a lot of grain is predominantly produced to be introduced into blends, and it's that's what it's mainly used for, but when you've got a lovely aged grain and it's been well respected and well matured, and especially a single grain like this at 34 years, I mean, you can't £110 you can get pick up a beautiful dram for that.
It's a good start to the tasting pack, isn't
really
it?
Good. I mean, it's a nice one. I know we always kind of say this, but it's a really nice one to start your palate and just waking up your taste buds and just get rid of whatever you've had for your dinner.
In our case,
strong flavours, get them taste buds going. But no, it's a beautiful one. What do you think of it?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
I really like it. I'm the same as you. I do think
Yeah.
grain whiskies are very underrated, especially when you get the older ones. They can be really, really good.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
they are. And we've had several in the last couple of years that are really well aged. And 9 times out of 10, by the time you've sort of spoken to somebody, they say, "Oh, I don't like a grain," and you get them to try it, and you can quite often win them round. So
Exactly.
you can, which is good because it opens up other avenues for them,
Yeah.
and they're able to sort of experiment a bit more.
We
So,
quite often do that, don't we? We get a lot
Yeah.
of people and they say, I
Yeah.
don't like grain, and we go, here, go try,
Try that.
this.
Quite
Don't
often
tell
Tried
them-
one of these.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, like I sometimes can be quite sneaky about it and kind of like they've maybe had one or two, and then you're like, "Can I just offer you something else? Can I get you to try something?" And you're standing there with the bottle hiding from them, and "Oh, that's really, really good. What is it?" And you show them, and they're like, "Wow."
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I think with the alcohol in here as well, because sometimes grains can be quite high in ABV. I guess after 34 years, it's going to mellow out, but it's really, really easy to drink. This one, and just beautiful flavors.
yeah, it is. It's good. It's
Yeah.
nice. And I mean, it's a bourbon. You can't. I mean, some people are looking for the kind of heavily coloured ones, but you can't go wrong with a good old fashioned bourbon matured.
100%. So I see we're getting some greetings from Houston. That's Scott Skittles. Hope some of these make it stateside. That's a good thing to bring up nice and early. Unfortunately, these will not be going stateside. We're not exporting to the US with the authentic collection. They're only sold in the 3 different UK shops. So that's Cadenhead's Campbelltown, Cadenhead's Edinburgh, Cadenhead's London. But we do also sell these on the cadenhead.shop website as well. And we can ship to different countries around the world. We can ship to the US.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive, but we can do it.
You can also, as well as getting these bottles on our .shop, you can contact us here directly in Campbelltown. And you can reserve your bottles with us here in Campbelltown, and we will ship outside the UK, and we can do that for any products that we have in our shelves, and we can do that tax exempt for you as well, and then we just adjust your shipping accordingly, however many bottles you've got. So don't think because you're outside the UK and these are not getting exported to you that you have to miss out on your favourite bottles, because they're very much available for you.
You can still get them.
I know as well, we offer basically collection in Campbelltown, the Campbelltown Cadenhead shop as well. So if you are thinking about coming over to visit us here in Campbelltown, come to Cadenhead, come to the distilleries, you're more than welcome to pick up your bottles, free storage, and then take them back in your suitcase. So that is an option as well. But I just wanted to say, so we view the tasting packs as an absolutely fantastic way for people to try before they buy. There might be some whiskies on this release that you would have just snapped up without even thinking. But there's some other whiskies that we feel it's an amazing way to do these tasting packs. You can have them shipped to your home. You can go and collect them in store, but you get to try every single whiskey. And maybe there's some distilleries in here that you might have not thought that you would like, but after you taste it and you see the price and you think, wow, that's an absolute bargain. That's an absolutely beautiful whiskey. Hopefully come and buy a bottle from us in the future. So that's what it's all about.
That's exactly it. And just to sort of add on the point you made there about something that you might not have thought you liked, maybe because of a past experience, you've maybe had a bottle from that distillery that you don't particularly, maybe been matured in a way you didn't like, or it wasn't to your personal preference. What we find is that our independent bottling is very, very different to obviously other independent bottlers, and also as well core ranges. So if you've had something in the past, the tasting pack is a great way of maybe reintroducing you to these distilleries that you've maybe overlooked in the past, and just taking a second look at them and
refamiliarize.
And also as well, what you've got to remember is the way we sort of produce our look after our casks, there's an awful lot of different variations even from the same distillery.
Yeah.
So you could have one bottling from that distillery that, no, not for me, not this time, but the next time around, 100% that's yours.
They're so unique and
Yeah,
so different
exactly.
from cask to
Yeah.
cask. Maybe
Yeah.
a single cask, but it can be completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
I do like Girvan. It's a nice grain distillery. It's one of the bigger distilleries in Scotland. They're over 100 million litres of alcohol per year. But as Lorna was talking about before, they're primarily the grain whiskey is going to fill up blends. But when you can get a good grain whiskey in a good quality cask like this, 34 years, absolutely beautiful. Owned by William Grants and Sons. We've got other distilleries like Glenfiddich and Balvenie. We've got some casks of that for Cadenheads. But on the site of Girvan Distillery, it's based on the west coast, just south of Ayr. It's in the Ayrshire coast anyway. It's a very big plant, Girvan Distillery. But they've got a single malt distillery on the site as well. It's called Ailsa Bay. And we at Cadenheads have actually got casks of Ailsa Bay as well, but they're not sold as Ailsa Bay. They're sold as a teaspoon blended malt called Dalrymple. So if you see Dalrymple in the future, you'll know that's from Ailsa Bay, and it's actually produced at the Girvan Distillery as well. So a few little bits of information for you.
Yeah, so just to recap on our first dram, I think before we probably move on to the next one, that was your Girvan, 34 years old, fully matured in a bourbon hogshead, and that one is £110 for a 70 cl and 49%. And we probably should say at this point as well that everything on the lineup here is, we are obviously talking about the 70 cls and we're giving you the 70 cl prices. Everything will be available as of release day tomorrow from in 20 cls as well. So
cool.
Yeah, so there is stock there. If you're interested and you're not, for whatever reason, wanting to take the 70 cl, then please get in touch with your preferred shop because there will be 20 cls available.
Yeah, it's that better balance of, in the past we would do 70 cls and then 5 cls. You get a little bit more. A little bit more bang for your buck with 20. Yeah.
Well, I always say as well, a 20 cl, if you're going to a friend's house on a Friday night or Saturday night, you're not going to take your 70 cl because it's not coming home with you. So you take a 20 cl and you're right, guys, this is all you're getting tonight.
But the 20 cl as well, you can also bring like a few different options as well. You've got different ones to try.
That's a very good point.
You're not just stuck to the one.
There's lots of reasons why. So just a lot of people are maybe not aware that that's two options for them. So
Excellent. So I'm seeing some other comments here. Ray Master, greetings from Vienna. Hope to see you guys all again soon. We've got Rolf from Oslo. I got my tasting pack set delivered today. Absolutely fantastic. Good to hear from you again, Rolf. Excellent. So I think we'll move on to the second whiskey. This bottling right here. This is the Glenlossie. It's 17 years old. Fully matured in a bourbon hogshead, and the ABV is 51.7%. The 70 cl bottles retailing for £80 UK, and as Lorna was talking about, all these whiskies will be available from tomorrow in the different shops and on the website cadenhead.shop as well. So Glenlossie is a Speyside distillery. It's up in around Elgin or Morayshire. Supposedly there's about 7 different distilleries within a 2.5 mile radius of Glenlossie. It's a massive concentration of distilleries up in that sort of northeast of Scotland. But this Glenlossie right here, as I said, it's fully matured in bourbon. I just really feel this is like a classic Speyside style. You get lemon sherbet, a bit of sort of like apples and pears, poached pears. There's a touch of like tropical fruitiness in here as well.
I was going to say that it just erupts in your there's a nice wee tingle there as well. I don't know why.
It's like a fizziness.
There's
like fizzy.
This
is actually one of my favourites on this release.
Cool.
It's a really
like a good bourbon maturation, Angel.
It's quite summery.
It is a proper
Do you know what I
summertime,
mean? Yeah.
So you've got
Good
summer.
time of year.
Not that we ever get much of it.
In Campbelltown over the last week or so, it's been a bit mixed, hasn't it? Especially on Monday.
Oh.
65-mile-per-hour winds in Campbelltown.
Yeah,
Not
back to
very
winter.
fun to hear that throughout the night. But yeah. Also as well with the Glenlossie distillery, it's owned by Diageo, one of the biggest companies in the industry. A lot of the time, Glenlossie is just going into blends, but they do bottle it up as a part of the Flora and Fauna series. I think it's 10 years old at 40%. But if you want like a single cask offering at cask strength and these type of quality casks that we've got right here, and just presenting Glenlossie in the best way possible, I would suggest that's what you come to Cadenheads for, or independent bottlers for. And we can show off these distilleries that aren't household names and present whiskies that you maybe would overlook a little bit, but it's excellent quality stuff in the glass. It's really oily and creamy as well.
There's a real creaminess.
I do get what you mean by like the
fizz.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. That was lovely. It's just like,
Absolutely brilliant. And yes, probably a good time to actually speak about the Cadenhead's warehouse tastings as well, because there's actually a sister cask of this on the warehouse tasting at the moment. It's the opening dram.
It is, yeah.
well, yeah, and we do try normally and keep these as a secret, but we're going to let you into a wee secret tonight.
Sorry, guys. Spoiled it.
We normally do try and keep the lineup as a kind of a wee secret and a wee surprise for when.
Just trying to plug the
Yeah,
Cadenhead's
yeah,
warehouse
yeah, no,
tasting.
quite right, quite right.
You know, people out there are going to think, wow, I'm just going to book that taste and I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be running Glenlossie tomorrow. But yeah, no, you're quite right. It's a lovely, and it is, you know, it's the first one in the lineup. It's a beautiful dram. But yeah, it's
I always, whenever I'm doing the warehouse tasting and that Glenlossie has been on there for a couple months or so, always say, right, breakfast dram, nice and easy to drink, classic Speyside, unpeated. As I talked about before, the apples, the pears, the lemon sort of citrusiness. It's just a beautiful one to kickstart a tasting. And early doors in this tasting pack as well. So hope you all enjoy. Be great to hear what people's thoughts are about the drams as well as we're going. So let us know.
We're in dram 2, so it'd be nice to get opinions and a wee bit of feedback. See if anybody else has found that wee fizz.
But yeah, I also want to talk a little bit about the Cadenheads Club. So what is the Cadenheads Club and what do people get for their money? And how much is it?
Well, Cadenheads Club is the club you want to be part of. It really is. It's £75 for a lifetime payment. And we don't ask you for anything else towards your club membership after that payment. You get lots of lovely benefits for it. And just as we've spoken about our warehouse tastings, for a start, every 12 months, you will be given 2 voucher codes to redeem for either a warehouse tasting in our Campbelltown bonded warehouse. Got to shout about that. It's a bonded warehouse. Or you can redeem them in our London shop for a lovely tasting room tasting with our colleagues down in London. Here in Campbelltown, we've got a turnaround of casks. So if you were to be here twice a year, you would maybe not get a full lineup changed, but you would certainly have quite a few different products changed. Then you get your tasting packs, that we've already spoken about earlier. But for every tasting pack that you purchase, you get £5 off each one, and you get the option to, which is really a good advantage of being a club member, because if you're looking at shipping, especially outside the UK, you can buy these within the first 48 hours of the club email coming out. You get your £5 off, and you get the option of selecting shop collection, which then you can add that into any future shippings that you're doing. You get access to everything Cadenheads, and that includes everything that we're releasing within these ranges. Releases are happening once a month, and there's between 6 and 8 products that we're launching that you would be first to find out about. You get to pick whichever shop, your preferred shop, either ourselves here at Campbelltown or London or Edinburgh. You reserve your stock, and when the release is about to happen, we'll get in touch with you and you can purchase your bottles. We've also got club bottlings, which we do twice per year, typically about springtime and an autumn time, which again, some of these, if stock allows, we do have a selection available for purchasing in the shop. But the last 2 have gone out of stock within literally, I think, about 12 hours.
Yeah.
The last 2 were beautiful bottlings, as is the rest of them, but they were so popular. So being part of the club, you get a chance to purchase these.
Yeah.
You get access to tickets for any events that we're doing, whether it's the Campbelltown Malts Festival or the Cadenheads in the Courtyard, which is in September, which we'll speak about in a bit. And then we also have some at these events. We have some free events for club members, and if it's not a free event, you've at least got first dibs on the tickets for these events, because as we all know, they're highly sought after tickets. We also get a welcome pack.
We do.
We do. So you've got a welcome pack which consists of a polo shirt, which is modelled by Angel here.
I'll need to stand up.
So you've got your polo shirt, which is a club membership, and we've also got, I don't know if everybody can see that, hopefully I've got it right way around. We've got a notepad and a lovely pen as well. So you get that as part of your welcome pack. Just a wee tip, if you are signing up online and you're shipping to outside the UK, you can select for shop collection for these as well. If you want to collect it the next time you're in shop, we can do that.
Welcome packs.
For the welcome packs.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can collect that anytime you're in Campbelltown, even if you're not going to be here for another several months or even a year or whatever. Honestly, just don't worry about it. We'll get you a pack, and it saves you on the
We've got
shipping.
some space.
Yeah, because it costs you in UK shipping free for club members that are signing up, but outside that you have to pay for it. So, just a wee tip for you. So guys, if you're wanting to be part of the Cadenheads Club, you can sign up online at the Cadenheads website, or you can pop into your preferred shop and you can sign up with the guys in either of the shops as well. As I always say, we don't need your life history. We literally just need to know how to get in contact with you to share all these lovely details. It really is something. It's not to be overlooked. It really
well worth it.
Well
definitely worth it.
Well
As we were
worth it.
talking about before, I think the tasting packs went out, like they were sold out just to the Cadenheads Club, which maybe says we need to bottle up a few more tasting packs in the future. But you wouldn't have got access to these unless you were in the club.
Exactly. And also just to sort of another point of that, there is sometimes when we have limited stock, there is only club members can reserve bottles, because there has been times where we have to
we've had to stop taking,
cease taking names, and only club members. Still doesn't guarantee you, but
it helps.
Well, it sounds like it's definitely worth it to join the Cadenheads Club.
Definitely.
£75, isn't it?
£75. Yeah.
Nice. Basically on social media, before we move on to the next whiskey, we put out a story saying, does anyone have any questions for the team tonight? And I've got all the questions here. So basically the first one was, can we see more Islay whiskey coming up soon? And obviously we've got an Islay Enigma on this tasting that we'll speak about later on. But next release, or a couple of releases time towards the end of the year, I know that there's a Williamson. So there's a Lefroy coming up, which is an absolutely gorgeous whiskey. More information will be released about that in the future. Williamson, basically that's the name that they will trade casks in. We're not allowed to use the word Lefroy on our labels, so it will go under Enigma in the future, but look out for that one. And also, favorite new releases. Maybe what do we think about out of these whiskies so far on the table? And actually, is there any releases like in the past few months that you've liked?
I get asked this question every day. As
Yeah, we get every single day. And my answer probably changes every single time someone asks.
I'll let you go first.
No, you go first. I need to think about it.
All right. Okay. Well, I know this really does sound like a bit of a cop-out, but I really never have a favourite. And that purely is, and and I always give my reason is because every single product is so individual, and I can have a favourite of 1 hour, and then the next customer you're speaking to, try you maybe revisit something else. So they're so individual, they're so unique that what we try and aim for here at Cadenhead is we don't have a favourite. We don't want one outstanding winner. It wouldn't be who we are as a company if we had all the same bottles sitting on the shelf. So there's always something for somebody, for everybody. And so for that very reason, I personally don't have favourites. I never have had. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm being totally honest. I could sit here and tell you, yeah, X, Y, and Z is my favourite, but
Yeah.
that's not my true answer. So
Yeah. I don't normally have favourites either, but
Oh, go on.
typically, okay then. Typically, like the sweeter the better.
Yeah.
The sweeter the better. I tend to stay away from unpeated. Go more towards unpeated, I should say. But
Fair.
everyone's different. Depends.
Yeah.
Depends.
yeah.
Nice
I'll
one.
try anything, to be honest.
For me, there's a bottle sitting down next to the table right there. I absolutely love this year's Cadenhead's Malts Festival.
Do you want us?
Yeah.
Will we
Can
do
we-
it?
can we
We'll
show it
do
on
it right
camera?
now.
Yeah, go for it.
They
That's
were
all right.
good.
I brought it up especially for tonight to show people.
I'll hold this
You hold
one.
that.
Yeah, you can show the camera. But this is
Can they
the
see?
this is the Cadenhead's Enigma 16-year-old blended malt whiskey, and it was basically released for our Malts Festival this year, 2025. It's all bourbon cask matured, but there's 4 different casks: Hazelburn, Kilkerran, a couple of casks of Orkney or Highland Park whiskey in there as well. So an absolutely beautiful blend that was bottled up for the Malts Festival.
Yep.
And we've still got some stock of this.
Yep, there
And
is.
Yeah,
the
we do.
Pataki side in the Cadenhead's Campbelltown
Yeah.
shop.
So
as
if
well.
anybody is interested in the Enigma 16 that Andrew spoke about, it is still available in the shops. So please get in contact. It is £75 for a 70cl bottle. Are you wanting to do this one as well then, since you mentioned it?
No, on you go. Explain. Go for it.
Would
That's
you?
it.
Back to you.
Oh.
So,
Oh, no, you go.
okay.
Speak to you.
Someone.
Someone say it. So we got our 21-year-old Pataki side. Now we did have to bottle it as Scottish spirit drink. We couldn't name it as a whiskey because it had been matured in the vermouth cask, so something a wee bit different as well. But because vermouth's got them additives in it, you can bottle it as whiskey.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't tried this one yet.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful.
I've heard
It
good things.
Really, really is. It's absolutely
Yeah,
stunning.
have heard
It's
some good things.
50.8 and
Mhm.
it is absolutely gorgeous. I would describe this as being like a dessert type.
Mm.
Something you would want to enjoy. I mean, you could chuck it over some good quality vanilla ice cream if you wanted. It would be really, really nice.
21-year-old Ben Lewis. Love that.
But yeah,
Good to
no,
yourself.
it is absolutely beautiful.
Expensive
It is really, really sweet. You would expect it with being the vermouth that it was a wee bit dry, but it's actually not. It's not as dry as you would expect
Nice
it
and
to be. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this one, if anyone is interested, is £25 for the 20cl. Only available in 20cls, but very much still in stock. If you're interested, get in touch.
Don't think you'll see too many companies doing vermouth finishes as well. So
Yeah, well, that's
very
it. It's
interesting
Something
experiment.
different, yeah.
Really different. Yeah.
But I
Something
think we
different.
should move on to the next whiskey, and
Yeah.
Angel's going to present this one.
So we're going to go back to the Lowlands now. So this is from Annandale Distillery. It's 10 years old, 55.8%. And this is one that we have re-racked into a different cask. So we put this into Refill Oloroso in 2023. So it's had a couple of years to kind of finish up in that, giving it those nice kind of toffee, dark fruit flavours. We did think it kind of had a little bit of roasted coffee about it as well,
Yeah.
which is really nice. Mhm. It is
So-
something good. So this one gets called Man of Words, if I'm right. And then they've got their heavy peated version as well, which is Man of Swords.
Well done. Yep.
Yeah. Whoa, memory. Good for Stephen. What was it? Which one? Which?
Swatting up for this.
I was
game.
like, don't get these ones the wrong way around. But again, another really nice one on the lineup too. A wee bit different to the last two as well. So
Mhm.
kind of change up the flavours a wee bit here as well.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's a
Let us know what
strong,
you
like,
think.
sort of treacle toffee
Mhm.
note, like mahogany woods, but with
Oh,
a
yeah.
charred sort of oakiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely stunning. This is a finishing refill sherry, which is not usually you'll see a finish off in fresh sherry or
Yeah.
fresh Madeira, port, whatever, but refill
Yeah.
just sort of rounds it out.
Just that wee bit lighter as well. It's not
Yeah.
doesn't overpower that. It just
Exactly.
kind of adds to it.
100%.
Mhm.
100%.
Just
And
what-
I was just going to
No,
say,
you're fine.
we've done a couple of different Annandales already for Cadenheads. So
Mhm.
2021, there was I think it was a 6-year-old bourbon cask, full bourbon cask matured, but it was the Man of Swords style, so the heavily peated style of Annandale. And then a couple of years later, we did an 8-year-old, again, bourbon cask matured, heavily peated Man of Swords. This is the first time that we're doing an unpeated version, and now it's in refill sherry, Oloroso as well. So just a bit of differentiation, just to show off what the distillery can do in different styles of whiskey. Anyway,
Mhm.
gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a really, it's a good.
You brought up an interesting point just before we went live about the peatiness.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we are saying this is unpeated, which it is unpeated. But if you notice on our tasting wheel that we do on the back of the bottles, we have given this a 1 out of 5 for peatiness. Now, not sure why, because it is unpeated. But then again, in the tasting notes, we do have charred oak, and there is that little bit of spiciness to it as well. So I don't know if we maybe thought it just kind of gave off that vibe of it being a little
Maybe we
bit
got
peaty.
confused. Maybe we could taste peatiness in here. That's the thing.
Maybe. I do kind of get like where we were coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Bit of an anomaly anyway. The tasting wheels are something that's quite new. I think it's maybe in the last year or two
Yeah,
for
but-
Cadenheads.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
We decided to start, instead of just having the tasting notes written on the back of the bottle all the time, we've been doing that for years and years and years. We were always getting a few questions, especially when we ever do a tasting overseas or a different country or a different continent, and you're trying to explain what cola bottles are, or cola cubes, or
Yeah.
Parma Violet sweets, or even like a minerality or something
Do you know
like that.
what's one? A lot of people don't know what it is. When you say sticky toffee pudding, I say it a lot, and people are going,
That's a classic.
yeah,
tasting
exactly.
note.
And people are going, what?
There's lots of reasons why people, I mean, even generations, different generations maybe
Yeah,
haven't,
definitely.
there's maybe a sweetie from my sort of childhood that you no longer can get that,
Mhm.
if I said, oh, it tasted like such and such, somebody younger than me wouldn't know, what it meant. So it's a real, a really
Okay.
good tool.
Different palettes and things as well.
Yeah.
So you might see things a bit differently and things.
Yeah,
So
exactly. But
100%.
not,
yeah.
One of the really good examples for this is why we changed to the tasting wheel. Is it's a lot more. It's not subjective; it's like objective. You can maybe agree or disagree with us and say that this one is what have we got here for this dram. It's a 2 on the fruitiness scale. But if it was a 5, then you could sort of like understand that a bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe not explaining it massively well, but it's basically hopefully a little bit easier to understand, to fit different people's flavor profiles. And there's a really good example, like a number of years ago, we did a Manic Moor in bourbon cask, and it was one of my favorite whiskies from Cadenheads in years. It was like so heavy in the tropical fruitiness. And then more recently, we did a Manic Moor in a heavily sherried cask. Those are completely different styles of whiskey. They did not taste similar really at all. But if someone went into the shop and said, "Oh, I love that Manic Moor in bourbon from a number of years ago. This one in sherry will taste really similar." If you go into that expecting that, then you might be a little bit disappointed or whatever. So the tasting wheel is a really good thing in the shop, I would imagine as well.
It
does help.
Yeah, it does help for the other side of what you've just said there, that like somebody's maybe come in and they've seen two from the same distillery and they easily are identified as being they're completely different products. But from our point of view as well, if somebody comes in and says I had such and such and it was this flavour profile, we can go, oh yeah, but yeah, that was a flavour wheel of this one. So we can then pick out other ones from our current stock holding and say, well, this is a completely different distillery, but it's similar profile, flavour wheels, similar to what you've had. Might be a little bit different, but it's something worth considering. And from our point of view, that's really, it's a really useful tool. It really is.
It definitely helps us out too, giving people their recommendations and things.
Exactly. But I mean, the tasting notes are still there if anybody wants to use them. Just below the flavour wheel on the back of every bottle that has been bottled since September 23, when we sort of introduced the flavour wheel, there is QR codes. So if you really want to have a wee look at the tasting notes, you can scan the QR code and it takes you directly to the product sheet online. And you can have a wee look and see if you agree with the team's decisions on the flavours.
Oh, we get a lot of people disagreeing anyway with what we came up with. We get you guys involved in tasting notes from time to time as well.
Come to them when we can.
Do you enjoy the tasting note sessions?
I actually love them. They're so much fun.
It's really nice that as a team we're involved at various different stages, and not, for us down in the shop, we're not just getting involved when the bottles hit the shelf. We're involved right the way through, and that's what the team at Cadenhead is about, and we're all involved, which is great. So yeah,
for sure. 100%. Yeah, definitely is a lot of fun. It's good to hear what everyone thinks of them as well beforehand.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah. To kind of, I mean, sometimes these are getting tasted ages ago, so by the time they come out, I'm like, wait a minute. But it does definitely help to have tasted them beforehand and see.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Just speaking about Annandale as well, it's like it's amazing that they actually have stock of casks that are over 10 years old now. I think that the modern Annandale distillery was founded in 2014, so they're now hitting their 11th year of the modern Annandale distillery. But I went down with my family at the end of last year in December. We rented an Airbnb house in Dumfries, and my brother-in-law is obsessed with his whiskey right now, and so while they were away hiking or doing something, me and him just went on distillery tours down in the borders of Scotland, because that's where the Annandale distillery is. It's down in the south of Scotland, right off the M6. And we went to Annandale distillery and then to a little micro distillery called Moffat Distillery, which was absolutely fantastic tours. But it was just interesting when we went to Annandale. It was a really big site, really big distillery, but very historical as well, because they had been producing whiskey in the early 1800s, I think around 1836 or so. And you could walk around the distillery and still see the old historic site as well, or the old still house in the sort of courtyard. And then they've got the more modern distillery behind it as well. So that sort of like reminds me of the relationship we've got for Glengyle and Kilkerran. It's like building or bringing an old distillery back to life. So just interesting about Annandale. And now they're 10 years old and got casks that are hitting 10, 11 years old. So it'll be interesting to see how it tastes progressing moving forward.
Will we move on to dram number 4?
I think that's a good shout.
Do you want to do a...
Yeah, we'll maybe cover a couple of questions before we move on. So the next one from social media was, how do you determine what qualifies a bottle to be under the Enigma range? So there's a couple of different ways that we could classify an Enigma. It's basically sometimes the distilleries will sell us casks, but we are not allowed to write the official distillery name. Like in Highland Park's case, they might sell casks like Whitlaw, or Lafroig is Williamson, or Balvenie. What's the Balvenie? Is it Burnside? Yeah. So there's instead of writing those names, we will just put it under the Enigma range and come up with a special code, whether it's Speyside 1A or Isla 2B or something like that, and just codify it that way. Also as well, sometimes there've been completely honest, when we buy a cask, it'll just say Isla single malt or Speyside single malt or Highland single malt, and neither us or the cask broker will actually know which individual distillery it came from, or maybe they're not telling us, but we can't obviously write a distillery name in that case, so it goes under the Enigma range. But there's also some other ways as well, whether we're doing this, what I talked about before, the 16-year-old Campbelltown Malts Festival, that was a blended malt. That doesn't fall into the authentic collection category or an original collection category. The authentic collection is single cask strength. The original collection for us is a vatting of multiple casks reduced to 46%. So a blended malt or a blended Scotch whiskey doesn't fall into any of these categories. So we put it under the Enigma range. It's to have a range that we can have a little bit more flexibility with. Anyway, so that's the whole thing.
And when the Enigma was launched, the decision was to go back to the green bottles, and we kind of hide what the whiskey looks like. Just a little bit more mystery around the Enigma bottles. And it's really nice because some people do shop with their eyes, and it's really nice to be able to sort of introduce them sort of products that are maybe not so dark in colour, or and it's a nice wee surprise when you give somebody a dram out of it and they're it takes them.
I quite like there's something a bit kind of fun behind it as well.
It is. It's really, really good fun. And we've got quite a substantial range about, we've had quite a few sell through, and we've still got quite a lot of stock. So a good range across all the different regions. And it's nice to have something different.
I quite like having people try and guess what they are before. I'm like, what do you think it is?
We play a wee bit of game.
We play a game with them.
Nice.
which is good.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Okay, we're ready to move on to number
ready
4.
For dram number 4.
Let's do it.
So, dram number 4. We have a 16-year-old. This one is Dalyuen. So another Speyside. We've got Dalyuen 16-year-old in Amontillado Hogshead, and just let me check my facts. 2020, this one, so 5 years in Amontillado, 54.5 ABV, and this one is £75 for a 70 CL.
We're 16-year-old cask strength whiskey. £75 is
exactly
a steal, quite frankly.
Really, really good. So this one is completely unpeated. This stage in the lineup, we would hope. So it is a lovely Speyside, which, when you've got your Speyside notes, you've got your typical kind of vanilla and cheesecake and your sort of light, fruity, sort of floral.
Easy to drink.
Just to have it in Amontillado for 5 years. Okay, it's been in there for 5 years, but I mean, it's not overpowered the original spirit. It is absolutely beautiful. It has enhanced the spirit, and that's what we aim for. We don't want to take away the characteristics of the distilleries. We don't want to overpower it, and this has just been the right amount of time in the cask. We've got some of the tasting notes coming through. Maple syrup.
There's a very thick sort of texture to it. When I tried this one as well, we're trying it right now, I get an awful lot of like sort of dryness and a nuttiness, fruitiness in there as well. Like maybe pomegranates or like date syrup and things like that. Oh, sorry.
We're literally thinking the same. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a honeycomb kind of flavour, smell as well.
I always find with Dalyuen, there's a bit of a savoury note in there. It's a Speyside that's got like a sort of meatiness, a sulfuric sort of note. And I think that comes back to, but before 2010, they used to have a different way of how they condensed the whiskey. I was doing a bit of research before the tasting. So this cask was distilled in 2009. this whiskey was distilled in 2009, but in that point in time, they were condensing their alcohol vapor back into the spirit using stainless steel condensers. And when you're doing that, well, the more modern way, or the normal way that you would condense your whiskey would be using copper in the condenser, and you're getting more of a reaction between the vapor, the alcohol, and the copper, and you're extracting more of the sulfuric notes out of the whiskey. But when you're using stainless steel, maybe a lot more of those sort of heavier sulfuric style notes are being left in. It's having an impact on the whiskey and a little bit more of a savoury note in the glass.
I find that with the cask type as well, though, Amontillado can quite often be quite savoury with the kind of nuttiness. It can be quite salty as well. I find that with a lot of them that we've done in Amontillado.
There's a lot of like rock salty notes, or like a pretzel or something like that.
Yeah, which is where you're getting your savoury and salty. So.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretzels. You could have saved yourself 2 words and just said pretzels.
I know. I always leave these tastings starving, you know. Talk about food.
So that's Dalyuen, 16-year-old, 54.5 and £75 for a bottle, and 5 years in the Amontillado. So 11 years in the original cask and 5 years in Amontillado hogshead. So
Exactly.
Will we have a wee sort of reminder for folks about the up and coming event we've got in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it this time of year.
I know. Seems like no time since we were last year, since we were prepping. But yeah, we've got our Cadenheads in the courtyard coming up in September, first weekend in September. And we're all really looking forward to it, all getting geared up, ready. Here's hoping we have the same weather we had last year. So. It was phenomenal. But yeah, so for anyone that has got tickets, we're looking forward to seeing you all coming to the town. And we're kicking off on the Thursday night with a club event, which is a free event for club members. And it is a tasting for 6 drams. I nearly said 7 there.
More, definitely.
So you've got 6 drams to enjoy, and these will be a surprise on the night. We'll see what's on offer then.
And we're coming up with the quiz now, so stay tuned for that one as well. It's always good fun.
It is the hardest quiz, but it's the courtyard. Yeah,
it's a good laugh.
It is good.
It's really good. It's a really nice event to kick off the evening, kick off the weekend, and a nice evening, relaxed for everyone that's arriving in town to sort of meet up with friends, new acquaintances, and just get, kind of into your company that you're going to possibly be in for the rest of the weekend. And then the following day, we have our ticketed event for the courtyard, which all takes place down in the sort of complex that we have down in Cadenhead, which is the warehouse, the courtyard, and the tasting room and the shop, where everything will be, there's live music, there'll be cocktails, there'll be bars, there'll be food on site as well. There'll be live demonstrations from our teams they'll be doing demonstrations on re-racking and re-gauging. There'll be warehouse tastings throughout the day, which you'll have an allocated slot as to what ticket you've bought. And then the shop will be open for coming in, say hi, have a wee look and see what we've got on offer. And yeah, we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah,
sure we are.
Have you liked doing the courtyard in the past, Angel?
I think it's my favourite work day of the year.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah,
it is good fun.
Yeah,
it is. I just love the busyness. Mm-hmm. I love it. I would take a queue out the door of 100 people any day.
It is. It's the buzz. It's everyone's.
Atmosphere.
As much as it's great. Everybody comes and makes the effort to travel from far and wide to come and see us, and that is phenomenal that we have that. And just as you say, the buzz around the shop and the whole complex is great. And we've always got some goodies in offer as well.
It's nice to see some people as well that maybe only come down once a year for the courtyard. So let's catch up with
Yeah,
Lots of
exactly.
people too.
Got a few comments here. Last one, Bob Miller. Would be good if you published a database of flavour wheel profiles on the website so we could find all of the ones that matched our preferences. I think all the flavour wheels are on the website, but
They are for each
think they
individual
are, yeah.
product. They are, but we don't have. Every product is tailored to each flavour wheel
Yes.
is tailored to that product. So, if you're looking for the flavour wheel for a specific product, if you have the bottle, as we said earlier on, you can scan the wee QR code on the back. I'll just use this one because it's closest to me. So just behind there, you've got. You see that okay one? So you've got the flavour wheel here, and then you've got a wee QR code here right at the bottom. If you scan that using any phone or tablet or anything, that'll take you straight to our website, and your profile card will be on there. And it'll tell you all about the bottle, it'll tell you about the maturation, about everything you need to know about that bottle. And at the bottom of that, or at the top, can't quite remember, bottom top, there'll be
It's
somewhere on there.
It's on there.
There will be the flavour wheel for that particular product. We have the template basically, that's what we kind of make these tailored to each one. So
Yeah, each one's different. There's not like categories.
We're hoping in the future you'll be able to search by the categories of the tasting wheel.
Ooh.
Right, that's an exclusive from Nathan right there.
That's still some time away, but it has been talked about.
Hopefully everyone was able to hear that anyway. But yeah, that's Nathan, our tech guy. He's also here tonight with us, so I might hear him from time to time. But yeah, I just want to cover some other questions in here. Got a bunch of questions from Tobias. Do you as a 6-year member have any insight to the secret Enigma codes? So we have. It's kind of hard because some distilleries really don't like us talking about their distillery. So the Speyside #1 is it's a distillery up in Speyside that starts with G. It's family run. That's all that I'll say from there.
We'll just stop there.
We'll just
And then there's the Isla ones that we've done 2 different versions, the 2 different codes. Isla, like the code is
ISY.
ISY1 will be Lagavulin, and then ISY2. This is basically unknown distilleries on Isla. So it goes into that category of it was sold to us as Isla single malt whiskey, and we don't actually know, so we can't put it in. We just put it into its own category of unknown. So there's a bit of a mixture like that. Anyway,
basically, I mean, like the reason why these guys are in the Enigma range is because we can't plaster it all over the label. So we have to be careful as to how much we actually give away as to what these are about and what's in the bottles. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the final thing here that I'm going to cover before we go on to the next whiskey. Why do you call the whiskies Glenlivet at the end as Glenlossie Glenlivet? That's another very, very good point.
Yeah, a lot of people ask about that, don't they?
Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So it's purely based on the area that the distillery's in. It's a historical thing that we kind of used to do, and at Cadenhead we do like our history.
Yeah.
So we did kind of want to stick with that. Say Glenlossie Glenlivet, it's got nothing to do with Glenlivet Distillery. It's the area that Glenlossie Distillery is in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah.
I think it used to be like a sort of marketing technique.
Yeah,
for
it was, yeah.
Because Glenlossie Distillery, or the Glenlivet Distillery, sorry.
Yeah.
Glenlivet Distillery was seen as like the aristocrat's drink, the drinker's drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the distilleries nearby Glenlivet started adding hyphen Glenlivet to the end of their names, like Tamdhu Glenlivet, Macallan Glenlivet, Linkwood Glenlivet, as you'd walk into a shop and maybe they wouldn't have Glenlivet specifically, but they would have a Macallan Glenlivet or Tamdhu Glenlivet. But that is the reason why the Glenlivet distillery is called the Glenlivet nowadays. You walk into a shop or a supermarket, find one of these bottles, it says the Glenlivet. So that's the whole reason behind that. That there's a few court battles over the years. Anyway,
I mean, we're basically still allowed to do it, so we do it, and it adds a little touch to the labels as well. It sort of makes us a wee bit more sort of, and it's another, customers are like, oh, what's this? So it's
story.
You're opening up a conversation, speaking about it, and then no, it is. It's really, but it's good to speak about it, because a lot of people maybe don't realise that they look at a bottle and they see the hyphen Glenlivet, and they do think, I mean, we're standing there saying this is a single cask strength, and they're like, but it says such and such Glenlivet on there, and you're like, no, I can promise you, it is only one distillery.
Some people think that we've got an unlimited supply of Glenlivet whiskey that we're just mixing into other, like a Glenlossie mix, but no, that's not.
It is. It's purely a paper exercise on the documents itself, and that's it.
Just a homage to history.
Yeah,
anyway.
Exactly. We nod to the past.
Exactly. So let's move on to dram number 5 in your tasting pack. This bottle right here. This is the Speyside Enigma bottling. It's a 22-year-old. The first 16 years was in refill bourbon, and then the next 3 years we re-racked into fresh PX, or Pedro Jimenez. And then when it was 19 years old, it was tasted, and we decided, right, maybe a bit too much of the PX influence started to take over the whiskey. We re-racked the whiskey again, but into fresh bourbon, just to really bring out more of the character within the whiskey, trying to reclaim some of that whiskey back, try and taste more of the distillate anyway, not as much of the PX. So it is an interesting whiskey anyway. 47.9% ABV, and this retails for £155 for a 70 cl bottle. And we were just speaking about it a little minute ago. Some distilleries really don't like us writing their distillery name on our labels. Cadenheads have a special agreement with this distillery in particular. We are the only independent bottler, I think, in the entire world that is allowed to name this distillery on our labels 2 times per year. But we've not chosen to write the distillery name on this label. Yep. So this falls into the Enigma category, and that's what Enigma 1 means. So is this 1D?
1D, yep.
So the code is SPY for Speyside, and then number 1, because that is any Enigma Speyside that's got a code 1, that's all from this one distillery that we know of. But then it says D, it says 1D, that just means the 4th bottling that we've done from this distillery. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, so if you want some more hints about the distillery, as I said, family run, starts with a G, up in Speyside. They do a lot of sherry cask maturation. They're a family run distillery. They love painting the doors red in their warehouses. So you probably guess what it is from there. And then when I was trying this one, this is a dram for someone that loves a big sherry style whiskey. Yeah. This is really sherry forward. A lot of the PX notes. I mean, look at the colour of it.
I don't know if it's too early, but Christmas.
Talk about Christmas in August. Yeah. Nice.
Well, Lauren's used to it with me now. Daily conversation.
Well, let's not forget to the end of September before the tunes are on. But anyway. It's a lovely bold one. I mean, as Angel says, it's your Christmas dram, but I often describe these as well as we live in Scotland, typically in the west coast of Scotland. You can have winter any time of the year. This is the one that you want after your big roast dinner and you're sitting back, relaxing, and the wind's battering.
Cigar
you might have a cigar, but you've maybe got a nice fire roaring and you're just sitting back and chilling out. And this is the one you want to wash down your dinner.
Yeah.
Just to finish. Or it's another one if you're out in the hills and you're out and about enjoying the great outdoors. It's a nice one for a hip flask.
All times.
It's a good one for a hip flask. A nice strong
You're gonna take this one in your next dog walk.
Yeah.
A lot of treacle toffee in here. A lot of, as Angel was saying, the Christmas cake, the prunes, the dates. There's like a dark chocolatiness as well.
Yeah.
And for me, like molasses, or it's really thick and heavy style of sherry. But that's what we're doing with Cadenheads nowadays. Like when I first started in 2018, there'd be a new release, but it might be 6 bourbon cask released and a couple Oloroso sherry. That was like the standard. But nowadays, like even with this one, we've got a bunch of bourbons, we've got the Amontillado, we've got PX in there, a grain whiskey as well. We're trying to play around with the different cask types, and we're trying to give people variety and choice and suit a lot of different people's preferred flavor profile.
But
anyway,
but that's it. I mean, like a lot of people don't have the one dimension. You know, they don't go down the same road the whole time, and they do want, for different reasons, for different occasions, you want a different style, and then you've got other people that, you know, they don't have, you know, a sort of typical, and they're just quite happy to anything. You know, they'll give anything a try, and they're quite happy to work their way through all the different styles that we've got to offer. It's really, you know, it's lovely to look round the shelf and see such a variation from right across the authentic, the original, and the Enigma range. You know, it really is. It's great. So there's something for everybody.
That's what you want, though.
Yeah,
100%. And something interesting about this distillery as well, they direct fire their stills. So that's what we do at Springbank as well. Our wash still is direct fire, but this distillery, all of the stills are direct fired. And by doing that, instead of just using the steam coils inside, you've literally got a live flame hitting the bottom of the still, and it's on the inside of the still, it's boiling up all of the wash or the spirit, create the alcohol vapor, but it's also creating a little bit of a crust on the inside, a bit of like the burnt char, the deposits at the bottom of the still, and that's getting mixed with the alcohol and the vapor inside, and it's creating more of a caramelization, more bold, old-fashioned flavor profiles when direct firing was really in fashion at a lot of distilleries over Scotland. I always explain it like whenever I'm taking someone around Springbank on a tour, and we're talking about the wash still and how there's a live flame hitting the underside, I always explain it like I am a terrible chef. So if I'm making a pasta sauce or a curry or something like that, and I leave the pan on the heat for too long, and you get the wee burnt.
And you burnt the dinner.
A little bit of the burnt char, and you have to scrape it off. That is also, that's kind of what's happening inside their stills, and they have to scrape it off with big pieces of chainmail, or it's called a rummager. I just added more flavor to the whiskey, and it's absolutely beautiful dry menu. All these things are helping it.
Yeah, come into it. Yeah.
Just to sort of take that a bit further, but when going back to our warehouse tastings, our warehouse tasting is 6 drams drawn directly from the cask, and sometimes there is bits of char that come out and float about, and some people are, oh, what's that? And they're maybe not too sure. It is absolutely fine. Some people don't prefer to drink it, and they don't like it. They don't enjoy it on their palate. But it's there. It will do you no harm if you do have it. And some people actually seek out, and they will like, oh yeah, that's great. Of the biggest bit. They're kind of looking at each other's glass. Oh, I've got the bigger bit.
Some people ask for it as well.
This doesn't tend to happen unless we're kind of getting to the bottom of the cask. It doesn't really happen when you've got a new cask or whatever. But yeah, it's great. It's great to have that, and you can see what, because when these guys have been through the bottling hall, they've got no char in them because they've been, it's all been taken out. But when you've got our warehouse tasting, and you can see the raw product coming straight directly out the cask, it really it's something special. And some people, I suppose, it's probably as good a time as any to explain how we do our warehouse tasting and our new warehouse and our bottling and everything. Yeah.
So at the end of the tasting, you get the chance to obviously buy the bottles. And what we do now is we bottle them to order in the warehouse tasting, so you can see your bottle being bottled. We do have some people that do say, can you make sure you get a little
Yeah.
bit of char in it? People do really like to see it. It is fun. It just kind of adds to the experience
Yep.
as well. So started doing that when we moved down to the new warehouse in March last year. Was
March
it March
24.
time?
Yeah, March
mhm.
2024.
So we've been down there just over a year now, and I actually think the tastings have just been getting busier and
Oh,
busier.
it's really,
Which
really
is good. That's what
Yeah.
we want. Yeah, it is good fun. I do love doing the warehouse
Yeah.
tastings, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it's good fun. It's
It's
good.
good fun.
Speak to people from all over the world.
That's
and-
it, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
part of it. You get people
Yeah.
from all over,
Yeah.
and they've all got their stories as well and things.
Yeah.
So
And just to explain as well, like how if you've maybe not been with us in the last sort of 14 months to do a warehouse tasting, when we previously did our warehouse tastings, we would have had to pre-bottle the stock, and the purchase that you would have been making on the day you've been on the warehouse, it maybe wasn't a true representation of what you've tasted in the warehouse tasting on that day, because it's maybe been bottled several weeks beforehand. Now, as Angel says, we bottle on demand, and we can give you away a bottle that is an exact representation of what you've tasted with us in the warehouse. And it's lovely you can watch us do that. Your hosts, whether it's myself, Angel, Andrew, or any of the other team that are doing the warehouse tastings, if you want to, we will bottle some in front of you. And if you want to stay back and watch your bottle getting bottled, you're more than welcome to. And you can watch us label it. Yeah. If you even want to watch us label it and seal it, that's absolutely fine.
Until
we
recently, we
welcome
were
that.
literally putting the duty stamps on the back. But
I know,
now we don't need to do
I don't need to
that.
do that bit anymore.
Yeah, but no, it's great, and it's lovely to see customers taking away their bottles that they've tried on the day. So. Yeah.
Have you ever had someone ask you to sign the bottle that you filled for them?
No.
No, I had that a few weeks ago actually. He was like, can you sign it? Because you filled it for
Wow.
me just now. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he
You
was
must
like,
have left a good impression.
yeah, I know.
Well, we had a good signature.
Of course it did. Practice.
So it's maybe worthwhile saying at this point as well that if you do want to book onto a warehouse tasting, you can book these on our website. I know we spoke about them earlier on, but that was in regards to the tasting, the Cadenhead Club. But if you do want to book on our warehouse tastings, you can book these online. They're available at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through to Saturday. And it's £45 for 6 drams directly from the cask. And then you can enjoy a 7th dram in the comfort of our tasting room bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Some more comments and questions here. Scott Skittles, once again. Any Camptown enigmas on the horizon? The 15-year-old Hazelburn and Kilkerran release was incredible. So, unfortunately, nothing upcoming that I know of anyway, but this bottle that Lorna is holding has been released. It was released back in
I
May.
just saw that in the corner of my eye. I was like, what is she doing?
That's probably the closest thing to a Camptown only Enigma blended whiskey anyway.
Yeah.
As I was talking about before, that's Cask of Hazelburn, Kilkerran, a couple of the Orkneys in there as well.
The 15-year-old that Scott was referring to,
Yes.
that was Hazelburn and Kilkerran as well. But 15-year-old, so this is Hazelburn, Kilkerran and Orkney. So
Even older.
Yeah.
16.
Okay.
Andrew McMillan, there's 20 odd distilleries are still registered to be able to use the name Glenlivet. There you go, Andrew. I did not realise that. And I guess we're still allowed to call it as well. Caroline McMillan, have you got any hidden gems in your warehouses right now that we should start to look out for that'll be coming out soon? I don't want to spoil it too much, but we've got the Cadenheads in the courtyard coming up, and we are basically putting all of the A-list stock. We have a blackboard on there, and there's like Old Glenvors, Lefroy's, Ardbegs, blah blah blah. Lots of old distilleries. There's Caroni rum. We don't have too many of these casks left, quite frankly, but if you come to the courtyard, what we've done is we get from the warehouse and team, we've asked them to draw one 70cl bottle, and then we split that bottle into 3 20cls that will be available to purchase in the Cadenheads in the Courtyard vault. So you can go in there and you'll be able to buy one of those 320 CLs, and then also as well the remaining 10 CL sample will go into our lucky dip bar. So you'll get to potentially taste some of these extremely old and valuable whiskies as well. So.
And the vault, when it opens, the winning team from the club night, the winning quiz team gets first dibs and gets in the door first in an orderly fashion.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to have more competition at the quiz this year because the same team have won the last 2 years. So I don't know if people are going to be out to beat
That's how we've done it in previous years. That the winning team have been able to get first dibs. We'll see what happens this year. Stay tuned. There might be a few changes. So you don't just need to be a whiskey aficionado to be able to get first access to the queue this year. We'll see what happens.
I stand corrected.
There you go. But I think it's time to move on to dram number 6.
Number 6, yeah. So somewhere a little bit closer to home, our sister distillery, Springbank. This is a really good one that we've got, 29 years old. Not something you can buy often.
No.
Good thing being it is from an Oloroso butt. So there is lots of bottles, so more people are able to get their hands on it this time, which is great.
Over 500 bottles.
Yeah, over 500, yeah. 54.9% as well. Although it is fully matured in the Oloroso, it's not overpowered at all. The Oloroso and the peatiness of Springbank has balanced out really well. Loads of nice flavours in this one. I think a lot of people are gonna love it.
It's like old style sherry cask maturation. It's really, this is as Angel was talking about, full maturation, fresh Oloroso sherry, all 29 years in this old style sherry cask. It's really dry, nutty, like dried fruits. I almost get like a real like salted caramel note in here as well. And you can still tell it's Springbank.
Yeah, definitely.
It's sea salty, briny. There's the peat smoke in there, but it's got a dirtiness and a mustiness.
Yeah, the kind of
Dunnage
warehousey type feel. Yeah,
just what you would associate
what
with.
you would expect. Yeah.
And after 29 years, I mean, it's held its ABV really, really well.
I speak about that in the office.
54.9.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is nice to have one from our sister distilleries on the lineup as well. So it's good.
It's a fair point from Angel right there. So Cadenhead is part of the J&A Mitchell group of companies, and so Cadenhead is our independent bottler, and then Springbank's a distillery, Kilkerran single malt as well from the Glengyle distilleries, all under the J&A Mitchell company. Anyway, all these different brands. So Cadenhead does have a good relationship with the distilleries. Probably say there's no other independent bottler that has a better relationship with these distilleries than Cadenhead. I guess it's because of our relationship being sister companies. But it seems nowadays, basically on any new Cadenhead release, there's going to be a Springbank, a Hazelburn, a Longrow, Kilkerran. It doesn't happen all the time, but it seems on most releases there's at least one whiskey from the distilleries, which is very interesting.
It is.
But also as well, for the original collection, we started doing vattings from the distilleries as well. So in 2023, there was a Springbank 11 years old in bourbon. In 2024, there was a Hazelburn. It's like a batch of multiple casks, watered down to 46%. Hazelburn, I think, 14 years old bourbon. And then this year for Cadenhead's, the original collection, we did a Kilkerran vatting of multiple casks, port and ruby port and bourbon together, 13 years old. So yeah, we've got a good relationship with the distilleries. Anyway.
Well, that's it. Because I mean, we use the facilities at our sister company. Everything's bottled at our sister company. If stock comes back to Campbelltown to be monitored and matured, there's a good amount of stock that gets matured in our sister company warehouses on site. And the teams work in partnership. As much as we're very much different brands, we are very much in the background working as one.
Yeah, it's nice getting to work together.
I mean, there's so many benefits from working together the way we do, and it's unique and it's great. It's great that we have that relationship.
Well, we've got the warehouses here on site.
Yep.
Like a large proportion of Cadenhead's casks mature
Yep.
at the Springbank distillery, sitting next to the casks of Springbank, Hazelburn, Longrow, and Kilkerran. The warehouses here on site, 5 of them are dunnage style.
Yep.
So you got earthy floors. The casks are racked 3 high.
Yep.
3 of the other warehouses are the tall racked ones. So you're getting different flavors there. And then the bottling hall as well. So the same bottling plant that bottles up all of your Springbank, all of your Hazelburn, Longrow, Kilkerran is where we bottle up our Cadenhead's whiskies. And that brings us on to the next point about the bottling hall. We actually have a new bottling hall that's under construction right now.
Yeah.
Multi-million-pound project for the company. It's going to safeguard the future, and everything for the entire company will be bottled up from that new bottling hall. We're hopefully going to get the keys for it next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully the middle of next year. We'll see if that
It's come along
pans
recently.
out.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Massive
It
difference.
just seems to have taken since the sort of malts festival week, where it was just a shell of
I know.
sort of the outskirts. It's really it's come on great. So
And
it's
speaking
lovely to
about that, we're just going to show you a little video of how the construction's going on right now. So. Or we'll try to show you a video of it.
Here we go.
It really is amazing to think, a few weeks ago that was just
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. And it'll just bring everything together. It'll just make everything, so much more sort of streamlined, and just make it a lot more.
It's a lot better
Easier
anyway.
for everyone,
And also as well, the current bottling hall that we are using it's an old Longrow distillery warehouse, an old bonded warehouse from the Longrow distillery. It was right next door to Springbank. The bottling lines are in there at the moment. Hopefully, once we've got this new bottling plant and everyone's moved up there, we can convert the old or the current bottling hall back into a bonded warehouse, maybe into a dunnage warehouse. I don't know what's going to happen. But that allows us some more space for casks on site and in the Campbelltown maturation environment. So it's a big win for us anyway, and we're looking forward to getting the keys next year.
Looking forward to seeing it.
So we'd like to hear what everyone's thoughts are about this dram in the comments. That'd be excellent. I've also got some more questions from social media. Which one of your offerings from tonight has the most butterscotch in the palate? That was one of the questions.
Butterscotch.
For me, it was the Girvan.
Well,
that's a
I
good
was
shout.
actually you pipped me there, but I would have said the Girvan.
Yeah.
I think
That's a good shout.
the Girvan is a typical grain, and butterscotch for me is that's kind of your baseline. So
Yeah, definitely.
I love that tasting
Definitely.
note. Next question: are you considering going back to where it all began in Aberdeen? And this is a good point. We're speaking to Grant McPherson and Jenna McIntosh and the sales team before about what are actually all the trips that are coming up for Cadenheads very soon. And I know one of them we're doing a bunch of different whiskey festivals around Scotland. You guys are involved in those ones.
The team, we're on the road. There's not very many weekends in the year where there's not somebody somewhere.
But I know we are going back up to Aberdeen for
the
Scottish...
weekend of 13. No.
I think you might be right. It's in September.
13th of September. 13th of September.
Was that Scottish National Whiskey Festival?
Yeah, 13th of September. We are in Aberdeen. Team are very much split all over the country that weekend, actually. So we're
somewhere else as well.
down in Newcastle. And there is a show in Birmingham where
the Midlands.
Grant will be in Birmingham. I'll be in Newcastle, and who's going to Aberdeen?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh.
Someone will be there.
Somebody will be in
Someone's
Aberdeen.
We'll bring our whiskies. Don't worry.
We'll
about
fill
that.
in the blank there. Somebody will be there in Aberdeen. But yeah, no, it is. We're on the road pretty much all the time. So if you're ever looking for something to do on a Saturday, mainly a Saturday afternoon or evening, just stick into your search engine that you're looking for a whiskey festival in your area. Tickets are usually on sale quite well in advance. And Cadenhead will be listed on many of these whiskey festivals, where, as I say, we're covering the UK quite a bit, and outside the UK as well. The international team are covering the UK. The outside the UK.
Yeah, and you
There's
can also find all of the different festivals that we're going to for Cadenhead on our website. I don't know if Nathan can put a link in the chat potentially, if we can find a link. But for export countries that we're coming to visit, I know there's a tasting tour in Belgium coming up. Jenna's going to the USA. She's going to Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, and Indianapolis. Sounds amazing. Not jealous about that at all. There's a tasting tour in Sweden for Cadenhead, the World of Whiskey in Mannheim, Germany. We've got another tasting tour in Germany, so just around Germany. And Spirits in the Sky in Belgium.
Yeah.
I'll be going to that one, but I'll not be wearing a Cadenhead shirt for that one. I'll be wearing a Springbank shirt. So that'll be me, David Wood, and Sophia. Sophia will be coming for Cadenhead for that one.
Where are you off to next, Angel? When are you?
Not until
you're on the road in December.
First weekend of December down to Kendal.
Yep.
Yep. It'll be good fun. I'm really looking forward to that one.
You'll have good fun.
Yeah, definitely. I heard all your stories from last year, so
Go and see Phil.
go see Phil.
Yeah.
I think Phil's watching.
I did see Phil's comments in the.
He was earlier.
We're on the road quite a bit. So yeah, as Andrew says, check our website or check and see what's in your local area. But probably the best bet is go onto the website, because then it's direct information as to where we are when we're there. And we've always got a great selection of products with us, and you can purchase these on the day. There's various means that you can purchase them on the day, so you can always try a good selection, and you can, if you want to, take a wee selection home with you. And it's just nice to, it's nice to see, because customers make the effort to come and see us here in Campbelltown or Edinburgh or London, and it's really nice to be able to see you in maybe your hometown or as close to your hometown, and it's really nice to do that. So
But a little bit more about the Springbank. Anyway, as I was talking about before, we were speaking about in the office about how the cask has not really lost an awful lot of the ABV. What was it? 54.9% after 29 years in a cask that is not a leaky cask at all. And we worked out that it's like 140 litres have been lost into evaporation. It filled about 500 litres. It's a big sherry butt. 140 litres lost over those 29 years, which is phenomenal return from a single cask. But also as well, like the price, £750. It's not cheap. Totally understand that. But in comparison to other Springbanks from independent bottlers that are on the market, and as well, even just from the distillery itself, the most comparable whiskey would be the Springbank 30-year-old, the official bottling. It's a vatting it's a small batch, but it's a vatting of multiple casks, reduced down to 46%. And it's £850 roughly, anyway, where you can find it in the world. But this one right here from Cadenhead, single cask strength, 1 year younger, 29 years old. For £750. It really is pretty good value.
And can I just also say as well, like this has been bottled at 29 years old. Many people would say, why don't you hang on to these and get the round figure, get that age statement, get the big 30 or whatever? We don't feel it's necessary. The team here at Cadenhead feel as if we bottle when it's ready to be drunk. And yes, we could keep it in a cask for another year. It's not going to it's not going to change it that much. That it's not going to do it any harm.
Yeah.
But we feel it's ready to be drunk now, so we bottle it now. We don't need the age statement on it. There's several of these have cropped up over the years, and we bottle for enjoying, not for the age statement on it. And that's what we're about here at Cadenhead.
There's a question as well. Will this Springbank be available in 20 CL?
It is,
Yes.
Luckily this time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
So the 20 CL's £250, which is good. Because obviously, it is a lot of money. Some people might not want to commit to the full size bottle. So to get the chance to try it and have it in the smaller size bottles, definitely worth it.
And that's available tomorrow.
That'll be available tomorrow in the shops. Yeah.
There you go.
Everything's available as of 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 a.m. tomorrow.
So you'll
Just
be
give
getting a
us a
phone
wee
call from
phone
Mike
call.
B tomorrow.
Good.
Excellent. Right, guys, it's time to move on to dram number 7. Who's doing
Dram
that?
number 7, that'll be myself. So we've gone up we've left Campbelltown and we've gone up to the Highland region now, and we are in the Glenturret distillery. This is 14 years old, bourbon hogshead, full maturation in a bourbon hogshead for the 14 years, 52.8 ABV. And this is a peated Glenturret. So this is, and forgive my pronunciation because I always get this wrong, Ruadmore? Ruadmore. I knew I would get it wrong.
It's a hard old
Ruadmore.
Gaelic spelling.
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
glad you were doing this one because I would definitely mess that up.
Every single time I always get it wrong, so I apologise. But Ruadmore,
Yeah.
and this one is £75 for a 70 CL. So yeah, it is peated. 3 out of the 5 bars we've given this one on the flavour wheel, which is, it's not your heavily peated, but it's a pretty decent peating level. It's a really nice one, and I really like Glenturret. I like a peated Glenturret. It's lovely. I actually visited Glenturret.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. It was really nice. Really
When was
good.
that?
Last March.
Okay.
Yeah, last March.
On your travels.
On my travels, yeah. On my travels. Yeah, no, it was really nice. It's lovely when you get the opportunity to go and visit these distilleries, and when you see the bottlings coming out, you can put a picture to it, like yourself, and we've been to a couple and seen a few distilleries.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have that visual when you're seeing the bottles coming out. So
It's quite nice to say you've been to one as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, it's a really nice one. This one is, you're getting the peatedness right the way through, right from the word go in this one. Sometimes you get a peated whiskey where you're maybe getting it on the nose, but you're not getting it on the palate. You're getting it on the nose, but not getting it on the nose, but getting it on the palate is what I'm trying to say. You're not smelling it, but the minute you taste it. But this one, as soon as you smell it and the minute you taste it, you get it. So yeah.
Really feel like this has been a full maturation and refill bourbon as well. So it just goes back to the thing with the cask not absolutely overpowering the spirit. It's that letting the whiskey shine in here. And I get an awful lot of sort of poached pears, white grapes. There's a bit of pepperiness as well. But yeah, the peatiness. When we were in the office, I think we came up with the tasting note: pickled onion crisps for this one. So
We did say that.
Yeah.
it's an interesting dram, anyway.
Yeah. And for anyone that is interested and maybe isn't aware, records show that this distillery is the oldest distillery.
You and Andrew McMillan have got the same thought process because he just commented that. Andrew McMillan, Glenturret making whiskey since 1763. I think the oldest in Scotland.
Yep.
So they claim, anyway. Also, a few others are contesting that one, but
there is apparently other ones that contest that. But yeah, we'll go with that fact anyway.
Exactly. But yeah, so this year it was actually announced that Glenturret would basically stop making heavily peated whiskey, or the company Lalique that have taken over since 2019. They want to move towards sustainability and basically they want to keep on just producing unpeated spirit, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, before that time, before this year, there was like 60% of annual production would be for unpeated spirit, 40% would be for peated spirit, the Rued More. But moving forward, it seems like they're getting rid of, or they're not going to be producing the Rued More moving forward, which is great for us because we've got quite a lot of casks of this, and it's going to become more and more desirable in the future when people can't get access to it. So absolutely love the Rued More peated Glenturret.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a nice one. So just to recap on what we're drinking for dram number 7, it is Glenturret, 14 years old, 52.8. And it is, as Andrew says, a refill bourbon hogshead, and it is £75 for a 70 cl.
Mm-hmm. We've got a comment from Ray Master. Are you planning on releasing more bottles under your Chairman stock label? The first release was a nice treat for us Cadenhead's fans outside the UK. So yes, speaking to Jenna about this earlier on, and she was talking about how we're just coming up with the 2025 release of the Chairman stock. I think last year it was towards the end of the year last year.
November,
it was in November time.
Yeah.
So give us a few months yet, Ray Master. But we'll be coming out with that very, very soon.
It was really, really nice to have them on the shelf. They've all gone now. We've not got any left now, but it was lovely to have. They were in a similar, for anyone that's not seen them before, they were in a similar style to, same style of bottle as this, but single cask and cask strength, with a slightly different label. They were a kind of black label. But no, it was lovely to have a different range to offer. And it was good that there was the volume there to put them out to the wider markets as well.
It's good that our international customers got the chance to get some cask strength options as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Anything else to say about that one? Rued More?
No, I'm not going to pronounce it. I'm going to have one last go. Rued More.
Nailed it.
There we go. Nailed it. Might not nail it tomorrow at 10 o'clock when I'm trying to say it though.
Okay. Well, I think we should move on to the final whiskey on the tasting pack. And that one right here. So... Final whiskey, dram number 8, this Enigma bottling down at the bottom. This is the Isla. It's 16 years old. It's code ISY 2.B. This is a full maturation in a bourbon hogshead, 56.1% ABV, and it retails for £115. So I'm just having a little smell, have a little taste. So this is a classic Isla style. Very big and bold. A lot of peatiness in here. It's the Glenturret, but just up a notch, I would say. There's a lot more, obviously, peatiness, the smoky sort of campfire embers going on, bit of the sea salty coastal brininess to the peatiness. But for me, like when I'm tasting this, I'm just thinking like barbecued meats. Or like a chorizo ham, or like an iberico. There's a lot of that saltiness and the meatiness in here as well, and a really nice bourbon cask. No,
it's a lovely end to a really cracking lineup.
Really good lineup.
Really good
Something
lineup
from every single region as well. So.
That's a very fair point. I
was actually thinking about 2 seconds ago.
Nolan spacing out.
No, it is a really good lineup. I mean, we're just over halfway through the year, and it's great to showcase these products and continues to do that throughout the year as well. We're forever having a great lineup. So it's good.
And so the code on this one, as I was saying, ISY 2.B. So this is the B means the second bottling from this distillery, but in this particular case, like ISY 1 is Lagavulin, but ISY 2 is unknown. It was sold to us as Isla single malt. I was asking Cameron, and he really doesn't know exactly which distillery this came from for certain, but he has his own thoughts. And we've also got our own thoughts as well. But I would love to hear what people in the comments think this distillery. We'll play a little game.
Maybe
let's see what
people
guessing game.
Which distillery does everyone think this is? No wrong answers, because we don't know.
We'll not have to.
And can we just say no prizes either? Yeah, but it's having the two of these back to back, with the Highland and the Islay, it really stands out how different the peated styles are on them.
Yeah.
You've got your Highland, which is a little bit sweeter, a bit more heathered, a bit more honey, and I always say that if you're never that sure about peat, that's your way into peat. Try your Highland peats, because they are that wee bit more subtle, a little bit more sort of,
I call them cozy.
yeah,
Cozy
that's
peats.
exactly the right
Cozy.
word.
I like that.
But then you've got your Islay peat, where it is your salty, your briny, and
Big
it
and
is
bold.
all just
Yeah.
down to the makeup of what's been in the peat. And people just think peat, they think it's all one, but where it's been
Different levels,
Wait,
different
yeah,
areas where
exactly.
it's cut. Yeah.
where it's been developed over the years, there is considerable amounts of changes in them, and it's nice to experiment with different peat. So for any of you guys there that are out there and they think, oh no, I'm not touching peat, it's not for me, please just keep experimenting and work your way, try your Highland peats and maybe try something that's, maybe not sort of too strong. Then this one's 3 out of 5, but you can get ones that are lesser as well. And just work your way into it, because one day you'll be surprised at what you will enjoy in your palate.
Big time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any comments as of yet, actually guessing what the distillery is. But I can
Nice
let you
comment
know
from
that
Bob,
we think it's Lagavulin as well, but we can't confirm. That's why ISY 1 is Lagavulin. We know that. But ISY 2 is that unknown. We've been doing some research into other independent bottlers that have got these casks and what they think it is as well, and we've come to the conclusion it's maybe Lagavulin, maybe based on the flavour profile as well. That's what we think, quite frankly. But as we were talking about earlier in the tasting, we've got another Islay whiskey coming up later this year. There'll be a Lafroig, Williamson. So I'll have to go into the Enigma range, and that will be ISY 3. So any ISY 3s moving forward will be Lafroig or Williamson.
Yeah.
An absolutely
There's
beautiful
one from
whiskey.
Mike. I've got a guess from Mike.
Kalila,
Kalila?
perhaps. There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're hoping you all enjoy these whiskies anyway.
Yep.
Question over here. When will the Authentic Collection cask strength come to Australia? So unfortunately, it's not going to come to Australia. The Authentic Collection is just sold in our 3 UK shops, and in the Dot shop, as we were talking about before, you can.
Yeah.
We do ship to Australia.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Yeah, we do. But just for anyone out there that's maybe not sure, because we have said contact your preferred shop if you're wanting to put your orders in. Edinburgh and London only do UK mainland shipping. If you are shipping outside the UK, please contact us here at London. Campbell. Hello. At Campbelltown, or also go on to our Dot shop as well. Purely because we've got our mail order department here in Campbelltown, and we facilitate all these export orders. So you don't have to miss out, no matter where you are in the world. You don't have to miss out on your favorite products or experimenting in different products that you've never tried before. Keep in contact with us. All our contact details are all over our website, and get in contact with the shop and we'll keep you right as to what we can and can't do for you. For anyone that is looking to purchase and ship outside the UK, we can hold these bottles free of charge storage for up to 90 days. We must have them shipped after 90 days, before 90 days, and the or obviously your taxes.
You're
having to
adding the
be-
UK tax
you're
and
adding
then your
the
own
20
tax as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
It gets expensive.
But as I said, keep in contact with us, and we can keep you right as to what the processes are. If you're looking at picking up your bottles, then you can contact either of the UK shops. Authentic Collection, as Andrew said earlier on, is only available in the 3 UK stores, but the Original Collection and the Enigma Collection does go out to the export market. So these will appear on shelves possibly nearby you at some point.
Very soon. One final thing before we go, I wanted to bring up, we've got another tasting tour around the UK coming up very soon. It's called Cadenhead on the Road.
Yeah.
So this is something we're bringing back. I think the sales team did this many years ago, but we're bringing this back around the UK in October time.
Yeah.
There's going to be 5 different tastings, and so I'm doing the one in Glasgow on the Thursday, the 2nd of October. And then there's going to be 4 different tastings all in the one day on Friday. You can see, Nathan's brought it up right now. You can see all the dates. So Friday, 3rd of October, we've got a tasting in Manchester at the Malmaison Hotel, Campbelltown, the tasting room. That'll be hosted by yourself.
Angel and myself.
Excellent. And then Canongate Pub in Edinburgh, and the Marcus Cornwallis down in London. Hopefully I'm spelling that correctly, or saying that correctly rather. And so what we're looking to do with this Cadenheads on the Road is bring these bottles to you, or to a tasting venue very close to you. And I know at least a few of the lineup will be just like, be essentially bringing a warehouse tasting on the road. We're going to bring some cask samples to the tasting, and if you would like a few of the whiskies from the lineup that are actually available to purchase, we'll give you that option, and then we'll ship out the bottles, or you can either collect them in store the week after. So it's going to be good fun, just traveling about doing
Looking forward to
tastings.
it.
Good fun.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Tickets for this haven't gone on sale yet. It's there's going to go on sale hopefully after the Cadenhead in the Courtyard. So about early to mid-September, these tickets will go on sale, but should be able to get access to the tickets.
It'll
and
be good fun.
hopefully be able to purchase one anyway. But more information will be released very soon about that. But looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So,
Keep an eye on your emails, keep an eye on socials, and there'll be information shared with you at some point.
very soon. Well, anything else before we head off?
I think,
don't think so.
you get anything else you want to?
No, don't think so.
No, I think we've enjoyed a really exciting
Good
lineup
We're in for
of drams.
a busy day tomorrow.
So one final question here from
okay.
Mike. Was the Isla 16 a single cask or was it batched? And I'm seeing here 252 bottles.
Single cask.
Is a single
Yeah.
cask.
Single
So
cask.
hopefully that answers all the questions for everyone. Apart from that, it's been an absolute pleasure. Loved it tonight. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the drams. If you do have any more, if you want to find out any more information, either go to the website or drop us an email. Is it info@cadenhead.scot? Apart from that, thank you very much for tuning in. And
all that's probably left to say is slange.
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 Slange. Cheers.